Hey everybody, thank you so much for checking out this video. It's your girl LB. Welcome to my channel Watch With Me LB, where I give you fun, fresh, and funny rants, reviews, and recaps on my favorite movies and TV shows. Happy Mardi Gras. I'm hoarse, okay? I hope y'all can hear me. I had a phenomenal time riding in the Mardi Gras parade this past weekend. But today, honey, we're here to talk about True Detective episode 4. I do apologize in advance. This is the best I could do after 3 days of recuperation, all right? So y'all gonna have to take me as I am, like Mary J. Blige, okay? Gotta go through the episode. I need to ask y'all some questions, and I want to hear what y'all have to say. So let's go ahead and get into True Detective episode 4. Y'all, the episode opens up with Liz Danvers laying in her bed at 3 a.m. in the morning time. She is not sleeping. Her brain is on, okay? The switch is on and it just won't stop, and I just very much relate to that. She watches the video of Annie K that they saw from last episode, and she sees that there's like a skeleton of like some sort of fossilized something in the ice cave where she is. And so she's like, I'm gonna put that in my little memory bag and I'm gonna take that with me to the office, okay? She goes into her daughter's room to check on her, right? And now Leah's room, I ain't gonna hold you, creepy as fuck. It's just creepy. There's no other way to go about it. That's not a main theme. They didn't seem to focus on any of the creepiness that was going on her walls, baby. But if that's my teen daughter and she's drawing, you know, like faces on the wall and things like that, unless they are like indigenous or like a part of her heritage, they were creeping me out. So Liz is going to check on Leah, and she's very gentle with this girl. She's a total bitch to this child in real life, but while she's sleeping, she's very maternal. Baby, get that hair off your neck, baby. You're gonna be hot. Let mama make sure you're okay. Let me tuck you in at night. Let me turn your little light off and make sure you don't get disturbed in your sleep. You know, very just maternal with this child. But she's a total raging bitch to this baby when her eyes are open. And it's very weird, but I feel like that's a defense mechanism. It's a way for Liz to protect her heart after the loss of her son. So, you know, I'm gonna cut her a little bit of slack, not too much. Liz, come on now. Just turn your bitch down just a little bit. So it is the 7th day of consecutive nighttime. It is Christmas Eve, okay? And Danvers done gone. She's getting ready to go on into work. And she's on the phone with Peter Pryor. And he's letting her know that the folks from Anchorage have come to get the corpse. He's just giving her the tea. And I'm like, Lord, Peter, when you're sleeping, baby, can you give your wife a little tap of yam? Like, do you have time? Because, Lord, it's like you just won't set up a boundary. And it's like, are you getting paid overtime? Because if not, then you stupid, my baby, because you working for free. Peter said, you know what? I'm going to be a good citizen, and I'm going to be a good officer of Ennis, Alaska, and I'm going to just work 24/7. Do you, Pete? Liz wants to get there so that she can make sure everything is all right. But before she can get to the ice rink where Pete is, she sees Navarro's sister in the street. She's having a episode, and she's in the street, and obviously it's super cold, and she's taking all her clothes off. She's very manic. She's very upset. She's like holding her head. It's evident that she probably is hearing voices. Danvers pulls over to help her, and once again we see Danvers being so maternal. She got it in her. She got it in her. She's choosing to be a bitch to people, okay? She got a coat for her. She's like, it's okay. She's holding her. She's rocking this baby. She kissed on her head. You know, like very sweet to her, right? Not like she did the lady in the very first episode, the one that sounded like, you know, she was like a wild animal. You know, her in the first episode. She was like, bitch, shut your ass up. But this girl, she was like, oh, baby, it's okay. It's all right. I got you. I'm right here. Let's get warm. We're going to get you in the car. We're going to get you. Girl, what's going on? Don't let the world hide your light. Girl, let your light shine, Liz. Navarro comes to pick Jules up. She really is grateful to Danvers for taking care of her sister, because you know Navarro doesn't play behind her sister. Peter is there at the station too, and he's like, hey, Danvers, I got some information from you about people who had injuries like the scientists at Salal have. So I'm gonna just run it to you. But she doesn't run it because Connolly is there at the station. Connolly goes into her office, and they have, they be fucking and stuff. So they got like a little back and forth. But, Connolly got some aspirations, right? He want to do a little bit more than be the detective chief of, I don't even know what the hell Connolly does. He want to be the mayor. So he's like thinking about that in terms of how he handles this case. And so Liz is like, well, what the hell are you doing here? He's like, well, let's do a little tally, okay? So you got 6 dead scientists You got an unsolved murder from 6 years ago where the tongue done popped up. People fighting each other. They got all kind of shit going on. You got a suspect on the loose. It's a little willy-nilly out here in this, okay? It's a little wild out here. So I'm just coming to supervise. I'm just coming to make sure. Get a scene with Navarro and her sister. They are at the Lighthouse, which is a voluntary mental health facility in Ennis or somewhere around Ennis. That scene was really, really well acted, I think, by Callie Reese, the actress that plays Navarro, because baby, she looked so sad to have left that girl at that place, right? Because they had a conversation about her not going back to any more mental health facilities because they just drug her up, right? And she didn't like the feeling of being drugged up. And once the drugs are well off, then everything is back to the way that it was prior to. And she didn't feel like it worked for her. But because she's having, issues and she's hearing and seeing things and she's not able to kind of cope, she is having, difficulty functioning, right? So they need to get her help. So now we're back over there with Peter and Danvers. Y'all found somebody, okay? Burn corneas, self-inflicted bite marks. My man's done been through some things and seen some things. Telling Danvers about Otis Heiss, okay? And Otis Heiss is a German national who lives in the area, who has no known address, no social security hits on his account. Do you have a social security account? You know what I'm talking about. For like 8 years, no wife, no children, no connections, no nothing. How you get over here? How you got over there? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you even doing over here, Otis? He has a bunch of trouble with the law, though. He breaks the laws. Now, he's real familiar with the paddy wagon in the back of a squad car. He's interlock your fingers behind your head face ass. We got to find this guy because, why your cornea is burned? What you was doing? Because they told you don't look at the eclipse. When the eclipse happened, they told you don't look straight over there because it's going to burn your eyeballs. So, was that what you was doing? What's going on? Let's talk, Otis. So Otis gonna have to tell me something, okay? Because I'm trying to figure Otis out. And I don't like the look of it. Now, okay? It was the 3rd season of True Detective with Mahershala Ali. He's fine. There was a connection between a guy with a milky eye. Like, there was a person, and I can't remember what it was. So comment down below if you remember. But it was a guy that they thought was a suspect that had they called it a milky eye, right? Not that his corneas were burned, but that his eye was milky. And it looked exactly like Otis's burned cornea in this season of True Detective. And I'm like, what's going on with the eyeballs? Why everybody in this show don't have 2 good working eyeballs? I wonder what's going on with that. Navarro drops Julie off and immediately like, I gotta get to work. I ain't got nothing to do. I got to distract myself. Let's go ahead and get this, let's solve this crime, okay? So she calls Danvers and is like, listen, we gotta get to the bottom of these ice caves. Navarro said for Christmas. And I was like, oh, girl, don't say that. Something about when she said it, I was like, not for Christmas, girl. But I get it. I'm just childish. Don't worry about it. Anyway, that didn't have nothing to do with nothing. So now Hank with his dumb ass is at the airport waiting on his fiance to come from Russia or Latvia. I can't remember. She might as well have come from Candyland, child. It really don't matter because the bitch didn't come. And I was glad about it. With his little stuffed animal looking stupid. So I was sitting there thinking, when that imaginary lady didn't get off that plane, I said, I feel like his own self son set him up. That's my thought. I don't know. Seems like he don't really like get down with his daddy like that, and his daddy slapped him in the face. So I feel like that's why he ain't really saying nothing, because he's like, listen, you've been sending me $500 every 2 weeks. I'm cool with it. Something about Pete is just making me give him a little about it. I don't know. Comment down below and let me know if that's a far-fetched theory. That would make my heart smile if it was, because he was like super proud waiting on that imaginary lady to get off there. Get your dumb ass out of there. That lady wasn't coming. So Navarro and Danvers are in the car and they on their way somewhere. So they start talking about Julia, right? And about how Julia is in the lighthouse. And, Navarro says, well, remember how I told you I pray sometimes? Well, Julia be praying all the time. And so Danvers tells Navarro about this story about how when her mama was sick, her daddy told her that if she prayed hard enough, that her mama would be okay. And Danvers was like, I prayed hard. Like, baby, my knees done. Donezo. I prayed so much that when she passed away, I couldn't even walk at her funeral, right? And so she was like, that's why I don't really get down with the praying, because ain't nobody out there listening. And then Navarro says, well, maybe your ass didn't pray hard enough. And I was like, damn, Navarro, that was a good one, but maybe not the best time to... I feel like that was something I would do, because sometimes I get inappropriate. Like, you know, I always say I put a pin right there. If I see the timing for my pin is right, I'm not going to always read the room, because the pin is ready to be pulled. Maybe your ass didn't die to pray hard enough. That's why your mama died. Oh, don't say that, girl. Danvers and Navarro pull up to this house, and Danvers knocks on the door, and she's like, yeah, girl, stand in front of me. And Navarro was like, well, why am I standing? Like, what's going on? Like, is somebody about to shoot me? So come to find out, they at the scientist's house from the high school. Navarro was like, girl, is there anybody that you did not serve your vagina up to on a silver platter? Baby, you are just so free with your vagina. God damn, girl. Everybody out here want to fight Liz, girl. Listen, fuck everybody, man. She got to relax. Ooh, girl. I hope she being safe, child. So they asked the scientists about the caves, like, you know, the ice caves. And he's like, you know, they actually do have caves around here, but they're not open, because every time people will go in there, people would just be dying and coming out maimed and shit. So they closed it down. The scientist was like, well, you could track down the guy who mapped out the caves, right? Because he knows where all the whatnots are. So why it turned out that Otis Heist, the German national with the burnt up corneas, is the one who did the maps of the ice caves. Oh, hell no. Number one comes from Julia, who's at the lighthouse, and she getting settled, you know what I'm saying? She on her bed and trying to get, you know, acclimated to her new environment. And baby, when I tell you, she's looking down at the ground, and baby, a goddamn orange roll out from under her bed. Let me tell you something about some citrus, bitch. Y'all not gonna ruin citrus for me. Y'all just not gonna do it. I love me an orange. I love me a clementine. I love me a mandarin. Don't ruin citrus for me. Because why is things rolling out from places where they're not supposed to be rolling out from? Don't nobody ever need to have no random citrus roll between their legs from under a bed. So when my girl Jules looks down under her bed, why is her dead mama up under the bed? Mama, get your ass from under my bed. First of all, why get down there? What you doing? Like, you're taking it too far. Because that's an oh hell no for me. They showed the cross that the mama was wearing. Now, if you remember, okay, the cross, Navarro found it in her car. Like an actual cross, not like a ghost cross. And Navarro almost died trying to get that shit away from her. Navarro's sister sees the dead mama looking like the girl that crawled out the well in The Ring. Okay, just hair wet, damp, just disheveled and downtrodden, baby, dead up under a bed. I don't need that. Now I'm looking at Navarro sideways, because, girl, what's going on? Everything is kind of leading back to Navarro. This is where my distrust of Navarro started to occur, and that shit hurt my feelings, because I have explained to you my love and appreciation for Navarro. Episode 1, 30 seconds in, I was like, that's my bitch. I like her. I love her real bad. I have said that multiple times. And now I'm thinking, well, bitch, is it you? Because I feel like it could be her. Because we already know she's an unreliable narrator. Last time I called her an unreliable navigator. And she's that too, because she died there hit a polar bear. I just feel some kind of way about it. Because why? Really, really quick scene with Hank's dusty ass going back to the station because he's, you know, just depressed because his imaginary old lady didn't come. And Peter is there because Danvers told him to put out an APB on Otis, the man with the burnt cornea. You know, Hank is trying to be like, yeah, you know, something must have happened. I ain't hear from her. She wasn't on a plane. It's not even really a big deal. And the way that Peter was looking at him, that's why I was like, nah, something is up with that. That's the scheme that Ty came up to come at you with the bullshit. Because The next scene we get is Navarro pulling up at Rose, a.k.a. Aunt Petunia from Harry Potter house, okay? And when Rose opened the door, baby, Rose is giving velvet, okay? She's giving velveteen rabbit on a dress, okay? She's got a Christmas Eve dress on. She got her hair done. She done cooked the food, like enough food for like at least 6, 7, 8, 9 people. She's smoking a blunt. She drinking a martini. She called Navarro darling. She's like, oh, it's my new global woman, darling. And I was like, wait a minute, bitch. Hold the line, because I don't fucking believe that. The last time I saw this bitch, she was skinning a wolf and talking to ghosts. And now you telling me she got on a dress from Neiman's and drinking a dirty martini with blue cheese stuffed olives? Wait a minute, bitch. Because I'm trying to think, and I'm really gonna have to go back and watch. But y'all comment down below and let me know. Has anybody else in this show talked to Rose other than Navarro? Because I don't feel like they have. I would have expected a scene where Rose is at the local police station answering questions about what the fuck she was doing to find a corpsicle in the middle of the frozen tundra. How you got out here? Don't nobody ever talk to Rose. Why she cooked all that food? If Rose is the town, lady, and don't nobody get down with her like that, why she cooked all that food? Where did she get all the food from? Do they just have ample dates and charcuterie boards in Ennis, Alaska? Because she had a charcuterie board that had dates on it. Not like, yeah, I'm gonna pick you up at 7 date, but a goddamn date from a tree. Where you get that shit from? But just comment down below and let me know. Has anybody else talked to Rose? Because at this point, I'm feeling like Navarro is actually in an abandoned shack, bitch. And ain't nobody in there, okay? I don't think anybody in there. I feel like she is seeing things, and that's like a thing that Navarro's sketchy to me. And it just really is hurting my soul. And Rose is like, I was a very serious professor in a very serious university and a very serious whatever the fuck. And I used to be reading all these things. And one day I was just like, you know what? I'm not doing this no more. And now, it's very quiet here. Except for all the dead. Bitch, what dead? Where the dead at? I'm willing to accept you seeing one dead person. You seeing your dead old boyfriend. I'm cool with that. What other dead people you see, baby? That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, if she's dead, she gonna see her people. And it's a scheme that Ty came up to come at you with the bullshit, okay? Now we get a scene with Navarro. She's calling to check on Jules, and Jules is obviously not in the room, okay? Because her dead mama up under the bed, child. Jules is like, fuck that shit, I'm about to go. So Jules went to the boat, like the shipwreck that she was at last time. And unfortunately, Jules decides to end her life by walking into the water. Danvers gets a call that Leah, her stepdaughter, has defaced the property of the mine. She writes murderers big as hell across the front. Kate McKissick, or whatever her name is, comes and is like, ha ha ha, bitch, I got your daughter. Like, you fucked my husband and now I got your daughter, so I'm about to press charges. And then Danvers was like, no. And I was like, what the hell? What? How you gonna tell me I can't press charges? So, long story short, Danvers says, please don't press charges. And then, the lady lets her go. They go back home and she's like, yeah, I'm about to put the turkey in the oven. And I was like, what the hell what kind of relationship do y'all have? But anyway, so Leah's like, you know what? I'm not even gonna, you don't even have to fake it no more, sis. I'm about to go ahead and go. I'm just gonna go. Danvers is like, all right, bye. And then she just left. And then Danvers just got back to work. She was upset about it because she did get drunk. She calls Navarro and is like, hey, I noticed that in the video with Annie, the ice cave den thing or whatever, there's like a pop. There's like an electricity thing. There was like a generator there and the generator went out. Hey, Oliver Tagak, he was the equipment manager, so he had a generator at his house. He probably had hooked up the generator at the mine. We got to find Oliver. Okay, so she makes Pryor on Christmas Eve go pick up Navarro so they could go over there back to Oliver house at the the camp on the outskirts of town. The little, what they call them people? The people that live off the land. I don't feel good here or there, okay? Because it's Mardi Gras time. I'm going out tonight though, so, just bear with me, okay? So they pull up to the camp and baby, the camp is desolate. There ain't nobody there. So they go into Oliver Tagak's house and baby, when I tell you, gone. So Navarro does find a big ass spiral, the Carcosa spiral, and she finds a rock with the spiral on it too. And she's like, well, what the is happening? Because none of that was there the last time her and Danvers were there. So now I'm thinking, is it a scheme that Ty had came to set up for me with the bullshit? Like, what's going on? Navarro and Peter leaving out the house, and it's like 4 or 5 men out there with guns and dogs, and they pulling up like, what you doing here? Navarro is like, well, where's Oliver? When did he leave? And the men say, well, he left the day after you came. Like, we were supposed to go hunting. Like, she holds up the rock with the spiral on it and says, do any of y'all know what this is? And baby, the dogs was like, get that shit out of here. The dogs didn't like it. Navarro and Pryor on their way back to Navarro's house. Pryor gonna drop her off. And unfortunately, Navarro gets the call about Jules. Unfortunately, and she has no reaction in front of prior, but we see what her response is in the next few seconds. Let me tell y'all what happened, and then I got a question. So she goes to the lighthouse and she completely ransacks the place. She fussing at the poor little man behind the desk. You know, my sister left and, you know, you just let her walk out. And the man was like, first of all, you can't even be back here. Second of all, this is a voluntary facility. Like, we can't keep people here. It's not a detention center. And he's like, I could check in the system for you. Pause, okay? So this is my theory, okay? What if Jules was never even there? I don't know. I know we saw her there. I know we saw her interact with people. I know we saw her in the room. I know we saw the orange. I know we saw the whole thing. But what if we ain't actually see that though? We saw it in Navarro's mind or something, because I feel like it's Navarro. I just feel like it's Navarro, because this scene shows us that, you know, under pressure and in a situation, push come to shove, okay? If she's in a pinch, goddamn, she will beat your ass. Comment down below and let me know if that's a stretch. I feel like it is a stretch, but I also feel like maybe I ain't stretching that far. I don't know. And on the way there, she saw the guy who had beat up his girlfriend in episode 1. Sees him and his partners hanging out like goddamn scoundrels, just hanging out drinking beer in the middle of the night. And then she goes and punches the man dead in the face and proceeds to fight like 5 dudes, right? They kicked her, they punched her, they dropped shit on her, they beat her up. We also didn't see that she didn't kill them. Okay, we didn't see the aftermath of that. We didn't see, maybe they just stopped beating on her and then left. I don't know, but if somebody tell me that 4 men in the city of Ennis popped up dead, I'ma already know for sure that it's Navarro. What about Danvers? You know, when Danvers be in the bind, she gonna go get some yam, okay? So she went to go see her little spooky at the hotel, and they got into a little argument because he told her that she is a great detective, but he had to move her to the end of the damn world because nobody want to work with her because she's a total bitch. We had talked about that earlier, okay? It's a fact. He got mad at that and she left. She was driving down the road. She's already slithered. She's already emotional. She feeling some kind of way, and she swerves because guess what? That fucking polar bear is back. Okay, one-eyed polar is just in the middle of the street. So she swerves and hits like a snowbank. And then the polar bear comes up on the side of her vehicle, like close, like super close to the car, girl. And the polar bear like checking her like. So Navarro goes to Kavik's bar because she is toe up and she needs help. He gets the first aid kit out and starts to like doctor on her. And Navarro was like, why are you alone? And he was like, my brother took the kids to Disney World. I ain't gonna go over there. I'm alone, you alone, Danvers is alone, Rose is alone, we all alone. And so Kavik is trying to assure her, like, no, I'm not, you're not alone, I'm not alone, like, we have each other. And so he does this move where he pretends like he's gonna like maybe propose to her because her finger or like her wrist or something is out of the socket. And he like pops that out of the socket. And I was like, that's cold-blooded, okay? But, you know, sometimes it needed to be done. She wasn't gonna let him do it. You gotta sneak attack that thing sometimes. Somebody on the Google said that Kavik is an Inupiaq word for wolf, and wolves are not trustworthy people because they just usually not. And then also remember Rose was skinning a wolf. Something about I don't know. Pryor calls and says get out there by the dredges, you know, in the mine or whatever. So they gotta go down there to the mine, to the dredges, because they, you know, they think that's where Oliver Tagat could be, or they think that's where Otis Heist could be. They get in there and no, immediately no. Turn around, abort mission. Bitch, don't go in there because it's nothing nobody need to do up in there. So when they get in there's a big, huge spider on the wall. Don't introduce nothing else to me, True Detective, because I don't know what's going on with the stuff that you already have given me. And now you're introducing a big ass creepy spider. Is it just a scheme that Ty came up to come at me with the bullshit? Or does it actually mean something? You know, in that search and they see a huge, you know, Carcosa spiral because, yeah, Raymond Clark is in there running. That's who they think they see. Take off running after whoever that is that's up in there, okay? Now, see, Navarro, something had told her, girl, Danvers got it, okay? You got something else you need to do. So she thinks she sees something. She looks down in the water and she thinks she sees the body of her dead sister just kind of floating down the thing. And Navarro is like, I'm gonna be over here. I got another little investigation. I'm gonna do a little side sleuth that I'm gonna take part of. Danvers is following this person, and she, she realizes that her backup ain't there. So she keep going, and the person like hits a dead end, whoever it is, and they just kind of on the wall standing with their head down, and Danvers is like, put your head up, let me see who you are, take the hood off your head, and it's Otis Weiss, okay? He got the burnt corneas, he got, meth mouth, you know what I'm saying? Let's just be honest, okay? And, he just looking a little disheveled. We can see a couple spoons, a couple syringes, some fall paper, all the evidence of a good freebase session. And, he been out here doing his thing. Now, while this is happening, Navarro ass done went down a whole nother level from whence they first started, is seeing footprints in like the snow, right? That she believes are her sister. So she follows the footprints, and she sees a big ass Christmas tree in this deserted, desolate, dusty, and just destitute ass place. A fully lit Christmas tree. So then the third hell no comes up when Navarro walks over to the tree, and she's like, nah, this is crazy. I'm not really seeing this. Turns around, and her sister is like this close to her and just screams in her face, stop it. I'm asking y'all to stop. That's all I'm saying. Because I didn't sign up for that. Damn, man. I was like, oh, hell no. I didn't ask y'all to scare me in here. I'm trying to investigate stuff. Quit scaring me. And so they go back over there to Danvers. Otis gonna tell Danvers Raymond Clark is in the night country. That we all in the night country now. What the fuck are you talking about, sir? What does that mean? Like, don't give it to me like that. You making me work for everything else, child. You making me work my ass off trying to figure out what's going on with all these people and who did what and why. And you just gonna hand me the night country? I don't know. And what you even talking about? Danvers goes to find Navarro. Navarro sitting crisscross applesauce in front of this tree. And Danvers walks up on her, and we can see her eardrums are bleeding, baby. Why would they be bleeding? Girl, like, what is going on? Is that a sign of an ear infection? Maybe that's a sign that she's come in contact with whatever else is going on that, killed the scientist. You got 2 more hours to give it to me. You got 2 more hours to give me all the answers. I got 733 questions. Are you gonna make that right? Because that's the end of the episode. Angeline don't strike me as the type of person to sit crisscross applesauce nowhere. And I forgot that when she was over there by Kavik called her G. Okay, G, it's okay, G. It's all right, G. So now we got Evangeline, we got Gina, we got Angie, we got Missy, and now we got G. Who is this bitch? Who is this bitch? Because I don't trust her. And it just really hurts my heart to say that, but it's facts, not fiction. So did Danvers see the Christmas tree down there? Why the fuck they got a Christmas tree down here? Comment down below and let me know what you thought of this episode. This episode was a mixed bag for me because it was doing stuff in it that I would prefer you not introduce nothing as significant as the stuff that they introduced to me this late in the game. I prefer the answers to start flowing around this time. Give me a little inclination. Give me a little hint. Give me a little clue. All right? Give me a little breadcrumb as to what the is happening, because I'm still as confused as I was episode 1. Comment down below and let me know if you think Rose is a ghost. Comment down below and let me know if you think Peter is scamming his own daddy because his daddy ain't shit. Comment down below and let me know if you think Connolly is a good guy or a bad guy. Comment down below and let me know if you think straight up Navarro did it. Let me know. I don't know. Maybe she killed her own self mama. And if I would appreciate some help, some support, okay? Oh, and one more thing before y'all go. The next week's episode is coming out Friday and not Sunday because Sunday is the Super Bowl. See y'all later. Bye.